What's going on, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and I'm back with another D&D weekly update. Not a lot of news this week, for whatever reason. Fairly short, really 2 posts regarding anything from official Dungeons & Dragons sources, but it was the return of Unearthed Arcana, and I did a review on this earlier when it came out, but they did give us a lot of information on that, and they tweaked a little bit of the way some of the stuff looks on the website, so it might be worth checking out, so hang around if any of that interests you. Alright, so as I said, there was a new Unearthed Arcana released this week. It was all about the Sorcerer. There were 4 different options granted to us. Favored Soul, which is sort of a tweak to the existing Favored Soul. Actually, let me rephrase that. Just throw out the existing Favored Soul completely, the one that came in one of the first Unearthed Arcanas. This one is probably more realistic to a balanced option, as they don't seem to want to just give Sorcerers just additional spells known for free. So I would say this is probably more realistic to what we'll actually see eventually in a published source, especially given the fact that this is their second go with the Favored Soul. That makes me think we're getting closer to it showing up in a published release. However, we haven't heard, the only book we know about coming out anytime soon, which again is my big complaint about 5e, is just the content droughts that we seem to get. Especially for official published things that, one, regular DMs will accept, the Adventure League will accept, and other things like that. We don't get a lot of books. The only book we know about on the horizon is Tales from the Yawning Portal, and that comes out in about a month, a little over a month from now, maybe 2 months at the most. That's too short of a time, I feel like, for whatever is released in this to end up in that book, and I don't think we're getting any additional class features in it. We're just going to get the dungeons and maybe some new monsters and things like that, but no things for players. But anyway, 4 new options in there: Favored Soul, Phoenix, Sea, and Stone Sorcery. There is also, which I highly recommend that you guys do, click every week before the next one comes out. You can click right here and it'll take you to a survey to have you answer a survey regarding the previous Unearthed Arcana. So this is for the Ranger and the Rogue, and then it'll, yes, we'll say, and then it'll ask you some questions about what you thought about the Ranger class, highest level you reached, and then if you said yes to DMing, again, get your feedback. Same thing with the Rogue, and then it'll ask you specific questions regarding the different Ranger and Rogue that were in this Unearthed Arcana, whether you were happy or not about the individual features or what you thought about that. So this survey will be invalidated on Monday the 13th because there will be a new Unearthed Arcana and the survey for the Sorcerer will go up. So if you want to comment on the Ranger and Rogue that came out, you might want to get in there and do that right now. And lastly, as far as official sources from D&D, we have Joe Manganiello is on acting in D&D. If you're not familiar, you may recognize him as this gentleman right here. True Blood, he's in Magic Mike. I'm pretty sure he was in How I Met Your Mother, I thought. But he'll be playing Deathstroke in the next Batman movie. And he talks with Greg and Shelley from Dragon Talk. Now, why did I want to talk a little bit more about this? Because they've actually reworked the way these articles are showing up, and I actually really like it a lot. They, for the first time, show you guys what, like, if you want to just jump ahead. So, the intro from Greg and Shelley, 5 minutes in, is the Sage Advice with Jeremy Crawford talking about how reactions work. Again, remember, these Sage Advice articles aren't coming out anymore because Jeremy and Mike are working on releasing Unearthed Arcana weekly, or at least semi-weekly, based with holidays and individual, like, unplanned breaks. So he pops on every so often to do a little Sage Advice on the on the podcast. Then at 36 minutes, they talk with Joe, and then at an hour and 18 minutes is the outro. As you can see right here, here's the title. You can click play right here to listen to it right on the Wizards of the Coast website if you don't want to download it on iTunes or Google Talk or whatever the Google version is, the Android version. And look, there's actually a picture. I feel like this is huge. Just like a little picture that shows like, oh, hey, here are these guys talking about it, and they're in their sound booth. Shows Greg, Shelley, and Joe, and they kind of got, like, here's all the 5th edition books, a couple other things, this cool burnt wood, like, D&D ampersand, and then a little bit about the hosts. I don't know, I feel like this was just something, in my mind, something really simple that was just kind of missing from these articles. This just goes a little bit further to get you just a little bit more information. How you can find Greg on Twitter, finding Shelley on Facebook and Twitter. I don't know. Like I said, this is just little quality of life podcast things that I think just makes these articles a little more interesting rather than just, it used to just basically be this text blob right here, and then the ability to listen to it. They didn't even give you the breakdown of where to skip ahead to. I don't know. Like I said, just better in my mind. Anyway, guys, that's it for this week. So we've got all of our lovely videos here along the sides. Out of the Abyss, this is, my hair is, what is even that? I don't know. That Out of the Abyss episode up at the top. This is episode 9. As the party enters Blingdenstone. We unfortunately missed all the streams this week, but not too unfortunate because, as I said, when my son was born, I was going to take a week off of streaming. So, Out of the Abyss number 9 is what you're seeing. That's from 2 weeks back. We're actually not going to be playing this week because it's Valentine's Day, and Jake has a date. The rest of us are like, nah, whatever. But Jake's got a date, so we're not going to play. But anyway, that's right as the party enters Blingdenstone, deals with a little bit of drow incursion outside of the city. Right here in the middle is Horde of the Dragon Queen. This is episode 5, because again, we missed, that only happens every other week, so we missed this past week. This one talks all about, or not talks all about, but is all about them going through the raider camp that just left Greenest, with the kind of cult of the dragon troops that sacked the city, and them trying to extract Leosin Erlenthar, the monk, as well as gather any information that they can. And lastly, down the bottom is Curse of Strahd. There's been a lot of these coming out lately. If Curse of Strahd isn't your cup of tea, I'm sorry. It's just, we have a lot of backlog of this, and we want to get to the point where we're live streaming Curse of Strahd for you guys. So I'm going through and editing all of the previous videos and putting them all out. And I've sort of been putting them out fairly rapid fire to just cover the fact that I haven't had any new videos coming out because I've been dealing with the whole new dad thing. So right here, yesterday, as the time of you seeing this, I think it'll probably be episode 11 will be out. That will be right as the group finally, after 10 episodes, made it out of the Durst residence, the Death House, the intro mission for Curse of Strahd. That is a milestone experience that is free, by the way. You can go ahead and download that. I'll put a link in the description if you want to pick it up. That will get your characters from levels 1 to level 3 to kind of get them ready for the main story plot of Curse of Strahd, or any other Ravenloft, Barovia themed campaign you'd like to run in 5th edition. So the party finally escapes, and they have basically had their introduction to the creepy gothic city that is Barovia in this episode number 11. And be on the lookout. There's some really, really good stuff coming out in the following weeks. Trust me, a lot of good twists that I highly doubt you're going to expect. So, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this little video. You can click right below me here to subscribe to the channel. That way you can keep up to date on all of our videos. Thank you so much. We've been getting a ton of new subscribers. About every day almost, we seem to get 4 or 5 new people subscribing to the channel. I promise that once I kind of get back into the swing of things, there'll be a lot of new content. I'm going to trying to get back on track with the Kickstarter spotlights. Hoping to dive into some Dungeon Master Guild content again soon. It's been a little while, and I feel bad because that was something I was doing pretty regularly. And then again, maybe some just general 5e videos, as well as the way overdue specs and video on the gaming table. I'll get to that as well. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time.